2013 has been one of the most productive years for Sony. In addition to its flagship Xperia Z device, Sony has launched other devices aimed at a wider audience at affordable prices. We wanted to see them up close and compare the Xperia L and the Xperia SP, the latest mid-range handsets from the Japanese manufacturer. These two smartphones are a good example to assert that high-end and mid-range, at least as far as Sony is concerned, do not differ much from each other. Let's start our observation with the design of the two phones. The lines of both the SP and the L are quite different, not only from one another, but also with respect to other Sony design signatures. The novelty is the camera shutter button that, unlike the vast majority of smartphones, is built physically on the side of these two phones. Apart from this, the two devices have very subtle hardware buttons, both on the right side. The most outstanding details are the transparent strip LED notification lights on the SP and the curved back of the Xperia L. The L also has sharp edges and a silver edge that further distinguishes the handsets. The housing cases are both removable and both hide slots for microSD and microSIM. Regarding screens, both have LCDs. While the Xperia L is 4.3 inches and has a resolution of 854 by 480 pixels, the Xperia SP is somewhat bigger, at 4.6 inches and 1280 by 720 pixels. Although the pixel density between the two is far apart, the brightness of the screens are almost the same. With the Xperia L, there's better contrast and white is purer. Both devices run Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean and the Xperia UI interface, meaning the software is virtually the same, although it is noteworthy that in the SP we've seen a couple of pre-installed applications that were also seen in the Xperia Z, such as Auto Mode, McAfee security software, and the navigation software WisePilot. In terms of performance, both Xperia models are very different, despite both having dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon processors. The Xperia SP has twin S4 Pros at 1.7 GHz, far more powerful than the L's S4 twins at 1 GHz. In our test during web navigation, the Xperia L proved to be slower. The weaker processor is also visible in the construction of images and scrolling gestures. Both have an 8-megapixel camera and incorporate an Exmor RS sensor, although the SP has a 2.2-megapixel front-facing camera, while the L only has a VGA cam for selfies at 0.3 megapixels. Okay, so what's the bottom line? So it may seem that the SP is much better than the L. Maybe, but you'll pay for the difference in performance and specs. While the Xperia L fails to convince against the SP, it's still a decent smartphone that's available on Amazon for around $270. The SP, on the other hand, may have the better performance and handling, but it'll set you back almost $100 more. So as always, the question is, how much phone do you need for your dollars?